Assalamualaikum everyone. This is Aiman and glad to be here and present my first live session on GDG Live Pakistan. I hope everyone is hearing me perfectly well. We'll be starting our session shortly. So let's see. We'll make sure that a lot of people join in so that we can start in about less than 5 minutes. I hope everyone is doing fine and staying at home and not going crazy these days. I don't know about others, but I've been stuck at my home for the past, I guess, 14 days now. And I'm really missing my favorite cheesecake and all the other junk food. But I hope every other person is keeping themselves sane. I can see a few of my friends have joined in. Hi, Hafsa. Hi, Shazib. So we will be starting our session shortly. In the meantime, if you have any questions, just make sure to throw them in the comment section. I'll go through all the questions once I finish my presentation. It's going to be an interactive session. I hope alongside my friends who already know me, other people who have DM'd me a lot on Twitter as well as on Instagram that even GDC Islamabad or WTM Islamabad kya hai, unhone kis tarah join kiya ja sakta. I hope to see them on this session too, and so that they can benefit and not DM me a lot. And by the way, if you guys are part of any community beside GDG or WTM, do let me know in the comments so that we can have an interactive session that how joining those communities have impacted you and how it has helped you become a better version of yourself. So feel free to share comments, feel free to suggest whatever you want in the comment section. All right, so I hope we have a good audience right now. So I'll be starting my session, and if you have any questions, just feel free to throw those in the comment section. All right. So in today's session, it's going to be a really interactive session. I would want you guys to again keep throwing questions, keep asking me questions related to communities, how I build myself over time, and how GDG and WTM has empowered me till now. So my session is about how I built my communities along with my friends and how it has impacted me over time. So those of you who have just joined me, hello to everyone. I hope you guys are doing fine and staying safe at your homes these days. So I'll give a little bit introduction about myself. My name is Aiman, and I call myself as a digital and a technology enthusiast with an interest in digital media marketing. I have been blessed that I've been working with the digital landscape of Pakistan for the past 6 years almost. The thing that I love most about is, of course, Google Technologies. I absolutely love Google Technologies, which helped me in my personal as well as professional work. Of course, I love to party and I love to travel, not just for the sake of taking countries out of my bucket list, but because travel teaches you a lot. On this slide, you can also see that I've been part of a lot of communities. This presentation will be primarily about GDG and WTM, that how those I have been a part of these communities and how those communities have impacted me. Beside that, I have been a part of Google Local Guides. It's also a community by Google, and I've been volunteering with TEDx Islamabad and Erasmus Mendus, and also that M represents Samsung members community. So I'll take you to the journey that how I got associated with GDZ community in particular, and how it has impacted me become the better version of myself. So this is a small bit emoji timeline of myself, that how I discovered myself by joining GDZ Istanbul. So I remember I graduated back in 2017, and right after my graduation, I joined a corporate sector, corporate telecom company, and that's when I realized that मुझे काफी difficulty हो रही थी in order to basically be creative in my office, because of course in the corporate world you have to abide by certain rules and regulations, of course, and kuch old system pe bhi companies kaam karti hain. But anyways, I was looking forward to join a community that where I can contribute and help myself grow in a different way. I'm really glad that I got to know about GDZ Islamabad community, and because I love Google technology, so, and also I'm a social media freak, so I just messaged GDZ Islamabad Facebook page one day, and I said that I want to work with this community. So glad that the admin at that time replied, and I became a volunteer back in December 2017. Until now, I have been volunteering with them in different capacity. At first, I was just a volunteer. Now I am more like in a leadership position. I'm the creative lead. I was appointed as a creative lead back in June 2018. And over time, I've also been selected as a Women Tech Maker Ambassador in March 2019. So yeah, and became one of the certified I'm remarkable facilitator in Pakistan. So this is me building myself over time. And the journey, like I said, started when I first messaged on GDZ Islamabad Facebook page. And I call it was a lucky moment for me that I discovered that community, and also the admin and the manager at that time reached out and said, let's team up and just join this, help build this community. And over the past couple of 3 years, I had the opportunity to organize a lot of events, from small meetups to workshops to mega events. I've been organizing till now, and so glad that I've been given the role of leadership. And then I became the Women Tech Maker Ambassador. It helped me discover myself, helped me improve a lot of skills. And the best thing happened during this GDZ Islamabad ki community ka timeline was to attend the recent summit, in which I, for the very first time, met some of the GDZ leads, not just from the Southeast Asian region, but also from Pakistan. And at that summit, I remember I met Eric from Karachi and Eric from GDZ Karachi, and he wrote me a letter. It was a part of an activity, and he wrote me a letter to how to take GDZ communities within Pakistan to a next level, and that note helped me shape the next developer festival that I, along with my team, was organizing. So we were able to organize one of the biggest technology developer festival in Pakistan, and I'm really glad that because of that note by Eric, we were able to sort of take it to next level. This basically represent that what has the larger impact of GDZ community overall. Even though the GDZ Islamabad community has been in existence for the past 10 years, हमने काफी events organized करवाए over the couple of years. One of the best thing about GDZ Islamabad is that not just कि हमारे पास events में काफी ज़्यादा लोग आते, but also the people have started taking interest. And I've seen people who were just the attendees of the events, now they have grown themselves up to a level that they have been conducting workshops at our events, and they have become speakers, and they have outshined themselves in a way. So the larger impact of the community is definitely there. And this WTM Islamabad community, as you can see on the slide, was started just a year back, but really glad that we got the very good audience over the past 1 year. Thanks to Hafsa and Iram, my fellow Women Tech Maker ambassadors from Islamabad, for making that a really, really cool community of Islamabad. These are some of the pictures from last year. 2019, to be honest, was one of the best year, not just for the community, but also for myself, because it helped me host. I got the opportunity to host one of the best and the most amazing events in Islamabad, starting from the annual flagship Women Tech Makers event, which was hosted in collaboration with Telenor and S&P Global and other corporate partners. Then we had the most amazing Google I/O extended at NIC Islamabad ki facility. It was one of the most fun event I guess I have ever hosted. Then Deaf Fest and Pakistan first ever women tech makers breakfast brunch where no men was allowed. But it was a very good event. And if I talk about the impact of this community that has on me, I would first start with the very first thing, that is team management. So even though it's a very small thing to be, I mean, if you think about team management, it's a very small thing, but if you really think about it and consider it, so it's a big thing. So for instance, for me, it was very hard to sort of manage the team in the first place. आप वैसे तो अपनी resume से CVs में लिख देते हो कि भाई we are good at team management, but when it comes to reality, team management is actually a very hard skill. So I'm really glad that because of GTC Islamabad, I got to manage my team members under me, and I was able to assign them to multiple tasks. And I remember Saad Hamid once said that you know finding the right resource is very easy, but unse kaam nikalwana is it's very difficult. So that's basically how you basically manage the team. So I'm really glad that because of GDC Islamabad, I have sort of mastered the art of team management and how you can make sure कि आपके जो team में लोग हैं उनसे आप काम किस तरह अच्छे तरीके से निकलवा सकते हो. And of course, I have improved a lot of my communication skills. I mean, with time, you definitely, interacting with the community, hosting events, my communication skills have definitely improved. So it has overall a very good impact on my profile. Moving on, designing. I hope no amazing designers seeing this, but I'm really glad that because we have a very free hand in this community. Like it's not necessarily if you're a marketer or if you're a designer or if you're a developer, aapne ye specific task karna hai. I mean, I'm basically the creative, or you can say a part of marketing lead alongside Hafsa. But I, along with Hafsa, work a lot on the designing part of the community too, because why not? So I guess one of the best thing about GDC Islamabad is that I have the opportunity to unleash my creative side and work on a lot of designs. I mean, of course, I'm not a perfect designer, but I'm really glad that I try to pull these design alongside my fellow teammates. Moving forward, yeah, finance, I guess, is one of the best skill that I've got. Even though I'm good at mathematics, but I used to suck at finance. I got a C grade when I took my first ever finance and accounting course when I was in bachelor's. But really glad, thanks. A big shout out to Mohammed, who is our manager, who helped us in making the best finance managers of the communities. I remember when I managed the finances for the very first time 3 years back for an event, I made a lot of blunders, but till now we have a very good spreadsheet in which we follow the models. जिसमें सब कुछ लिखा होता है कि भाई finances किस तरह manage करने and all that kind of stuff. And also the vendor coordination, like आपने vendor के साथ किस तरह coordinate करना है, किस तरह negotiate करनी है price for your events, merchandise, to printing material and whatnot. And again, do the budgeting and report the entire budget at the end of the day back to the sponsors or back to the Google managers who have given the money for the events. So it has been a real task for me, but I'm really glad that because of GDC Islamabad, I have upgraded the skill of finance within myself. Yeah, I guess this thing I feel very proud of myself that over time I had the opportunity to become not just host the event but also plan those events and going into the nitty-gritties of events. So from finding the right speakers to making sure that your events are inclusive and diverse, as diverse as possible, and of course not just making the events good for the attendees but also supporting the community at large. So I'm a huge supporter of local businesses, and whenever we plan our events, we always ensure that हमारे event की वजह से कोई local business we support हो रहा है. So I always ensure that when it comes to food or when it comes to even printing vendor or when it comes to dessert vendor for say, हम किसी ऐसे vendor को अपने on board लेकर आए जो कि local business हो, so that he or she can also improve, or you can say get benefit from our events. So one of the sort of a difficult task for me during this journey was to find the right speakers, because I don't know, the community members from Islamabad can agree to me that because Islamabad is a very small community, so आपको वही speakers बार-बार मिल रहे होते हैं, but you need to learn the art कि how do you tap the right speaker for the right you can say, panel or write talk or write workshop essay. So it has been a real challenge, but I'm really glad that because of networking, because of organizing a lot of events, I had the chance to make a list of speakers, not just from Islamabad, but also from other cities. So I've been reaching out to a lot of people in other cities as well as other countries. So I remember in the last developer festival, I was given the task to bring one Googler to our event. It was a real challenge. Nobody was available at that time because it was the Christmas holidays, near to the Christmas holidays. But I got the opportunity to connect with the Googler on LinkedIn, and I, introduced him to one of our events, and he was traveling to Pakistan at the same time. So it's that the only thing that, because the reason I was able to do that, because I wanted to create my event good, and not just for my own self, but also for the people who were coming to our events. So I believe that it has created a huge impact on my skills. Moving further, of course, we have created a lot of blunders. I remember on the second event, my manager Mohammed messaged me and said कि when हमारे जो food vendor है उसने पूरी oil का packet kitchen में गिरा दिया था जहाँ हमारे event हो रहा था. So and I felt really bad at that time, but I guess because of those blunders, because of those mishaps, we were able to host mega events, and we were able to manage one of the largest developer festivals in Pakistan. Having said that, it's really, I mean, the thing that I guess the GDZ, I'm really proud to be working with GDZ, and the impact that has created on me is that I am really able to manage events, not just of the small people, like small logo ke liye, like 200 se leke 300, 500, and even 1,000 logo ko humne cater kiya. So I guess it has really helped me master the art of event management at the same time. And of course, public speaking skill. I mean, every single person has a issue with. I mean, stage fright का हर किसी को issue होता है. Even though I'm sitting right now, but ये present करते वक्त हर बंदे को कुछ ना कुछ hesitation होती है. But I'm really glad that this community has given me the chance to, go up on the stage and present myself, given me the confidence to speak up, improve my public speaking skills. Even though I do not call myself as an excellent speaker, but I can definitely call myself as an excellent speaker if I compare myself 3 years back. 3 years back. So yeah, and of course, making sure that you also connect with partners, and not just the community partners, but the corporate partners. Like I said, I joined GDZ Islamabad back when I entered the corporate world, and I hope I can agree with a lot of working professionals कि corporate sector में जब आप काम कर रहे होते हैं तो you feel very isolated, and you would want कि भाई आप extra curricular के अलावा you get to attend these amazing networking events. So my personal reason for building the corporate partnership was because these companies can, of course, give us money for ensuring कि अच्छा event हो जाए. But the main objective was that these companies can enable their employees to attend these events and network with one another. So really grateful that GDZ Islamabad has amazing partnerships and collaborations with partners like Telenor, NIC Islamabad, Jazz, S&P Global. And S&P Global has been an amazing partner and amazing corporate company who always sends their employees to these multiple events. So building corporate partnership is one thing that that has, I've sort of improved my skill on top of it, being a part of GDZ Islamabad. And yeah, I mean, my networking skills, alhamdulillah, have been improved. And I am really grateful that over these past 3 years of voluntary experience, I've had the chance to travel, to network with people, to meet other people, and to deliver talks in other countries too. Because of my GDG experience, I had the chance to meet. I was traveling to USA a couple of months back, and I had the chance to meet the global GDZ lead Uttam in America, in San Francisco Bay Area. And I believe that this community has given me a lot, to be honest, and has brought me one of the most amazing skills. And over here, like this was so a year back in Ramzan, I, along with Hafsa, my Women Techmaker Ambassador Fellow, we hosted our first event after being appointed as an ambassador. And it was a very small, random design thinking workshop in association with Telenor. हमें बिल्कुल अंदाजा नहीं था कि एक छोटी सी वर्कशॉप इतनी अच्छी वर्कशॉप हो जाएगी कि it is going to be featured in global Google WTM newsletter. So again, I guess being a part of this community has given me a lot, even more than what I could have hoped for. I work full time too, but I guess the skills that I've got from this by working with this community has been more than while working with a corporate out there. And these are some of the pictures from the summit, from the regional GDC summit that I attended back in Bangkok in August 2019. And over here, I would want to point out that because of GDC Samad, I got to meet one of my local guide fellow, Niraj from Nepal. And it was really glad that because of being a part of GDC community, you get to meet people from multiple other communities too at the same time. I'm really, really glad that as a GDC member, as a GDC lead, and as one of the I'm Remarkable workshop facilitator, I was approached by GDC Ilorin in Nigeria, and they said that I'm Remarkable की online workshop करवाना चाह रहे थे, and I'm really glad that because of GDC Samad ka connection, I was able to make that happen. And then I always wanted कि Pakistan में overall GDC communities are going, strong से strong तर हो. So I, along with our team, had this amazing idea that, for on our DevFest, we'll try to bring all the GDC and WTM leads to our event. And we made that happen at DevFest 2019. It was one of the most amazing and most, you can say, memorable events for our community as such. And then, of course, as being a part of local guides too, I was able to represent Pakistan on international level at their summit. And even at that summit, I remember a lot of people were asking me about GDC and my commitment with GDC Istanbul, like what Aiman GDC kya hai. I mean, they knew about local guides, of course, but they were really, really excited about knowing about GDC. I remember one of my friend from Texas, she did ask me, Aiman, ke GDC community mein, how can I start GDC community in my own city? So I guided her, and it's been a great overall journey. Representing GDC Samba, not just within Pakistan, but also wherever and whenever I traveled. Now, moving forward, enough about me, enough about the fact that how GDC has impacted me. Now, if the purpose of this session is to give you an idea that if you would want to sort of associate yourself with any communities, or if you want to build any community, I'll try to share 5 rules of community building. So that you can help build your communities and improve on top of that. And by the way, DSCs, if you are a student in university, DSCs ki aajkal applications open hai, so feel free to look it up. So the very first rule is that I do not know. I mean, these are the rules from my experience over the past 3 years, but I believe one of the first rule about joining a community and building that community is that you fall in love with that community. And of course, we fall in love by chance, but we stay in love by choice. So it's really important that whatever you do, just fall in love with your work. A lot of people have asked me, Aiman, this is a volunteer work. Why do तुम पागलों की तरह इस पे काम क्यों करती हो? But I guess it's because I fall in love with the work of GDC Islamabad and the impact that this community has on the community, overall people of Islamabad as well as Pakistan. So I guess I fall in love with my work, and that is one of the reasons that why I keep doing what I do in GDC Islamabad. I'll pass on that. Anyways, apart from that, the second rule is that you need to find the bright minds for your team. If you're joining any community, just try to make sure that you also find relevant people who have the same energy and dedication level as of you, who can take the community to the next level, who has a passion to do something impactful for that community. So try to find the bright minds in your community so that you can one day make a dream team. Who can even pose like this. All right. The third rule is that you gotta enjoy your work. Make sure that, ऐसा ना हो कि भाई आपको लगे कि ये मेरे पे burden है. So just to reiterate, I volunteer with GDC Islamabad, and apart from that, I work full time with my company and also do a lot of consultancies on the side. But while working with GDC, I never ever considered कि भाई ये मेरा एक काम है. I always enjoy my work, and we try to make this work as fun as possible. This picture is, by the way, is from IO Extended event back in 2019, and we remember that there was a lot of mishaps going on that event, but at the same time, we were really, really enjoying the event, and everybody else was really enjoying the event, even though the food was delayed for an hour. There was a lot of other small mishaps हो रही थी event में, but still everybody was really happy because they were there. I mean, of course, for the swag and the food, but of course for the learning at the same time. So then make sure that if you are building up your community, just try to enjoy your work, whatever you're doing, even if it's a mistake. Just try to enjoy it because I mean, you might make one mistake and I mean, rokega kaun, because again, it's a volunteer-driven community. So mistake will definitely help you become the better version of yourself. And over here, I would want every single time whenever you join any community, be it GDZ or be it any other community, just try to reflect that why you have joined that community in the first place. If I talk about myself, so it was about I I joined this community in order to grow myself, in order to increase my networking skill, and also in order to create meaningful experiences in Islamabad. I remember 3-4 years back, Islamabad में उस तरह से technology events नहीं होते थे as compared to Lahore and Karachi. So that was one thing that I really wanted to change within Islamabad, and I joined GD Islamabad with that objective, that Islamabad or Rawalpindi where we'll make good events for the technology enthusiasts and developers and the people from the related area, so that they can enjoy and network with one another. So always reflect back that why you have joined that community and why you are building that community in the first place. Collaborate. Again, I would like to quote Saad Hamid over here because he always says that कि आपको collaboration करनी चाहिए. आप ऐसा ना हो कि आपने एक community बना दी है, 1.5 इंच की मस्जिद ना खड़ी करें. Always try to make sure that you collaborate with other communities and other partners at the same time, and you try to find common patterns that how you can take your events to the next level and help the community. Because at the end of the day, your goal is to help the people out there who are coming to your events. So just try to find out communities who are relevant to your chapters and collaborate with. So for instance, I represent GDZ community, but I have collaborated, like our team has collaborated with GDZ Cloud communities too, and try to think about long-term partnerships. So for instance, GDZ Islamabad, we have made an amazing partnership with PWIC, and really grateful to the PWIC team that because of them we were able to bring a lot of diversity in our events and a lot of gender representation at our events. Over here, it's an example that how we have collaborated for the very first time with GDZ Cloud, and in that same event, we also collaborated with Startup Grind. I mean, our team knew Arzish. He hosts a lot of good fireside chats. So we thought that why not? There's a Googler from Norway delivering a workshop at an event. Why not host a fireside chat with him too? So always try to make sure that when you're building a community, try to think on these lines too. That how you can collaborate with other communities and make your events meaningful experiences for everyone. Make others fall in love with your events. Of course, if you'll follow all the rules that I've just shared, I mean, people will definitely fall in love with your events. Try to make sure that your event experience is really, really cool. So for instance, in this picture, you can see that at our event, we collaborated with VisionX and they bought their AR, VR key devices. And it was a very cool game. इसके अंदर चल रही थी. I'm not a techie, so I do not know exactly इसके अंदर क्या चल रहा था. But I remember there was a very pretty cool game and people were, using the AR VR thingy. So just make sure that you beside making a good agenda and finding the right speaker, try to create a very good, meaningful event experience for your attendees. Focus on talks, but at the same time focus कि आपने अपनी talks का किस तरह का topic रखना है. वही mainstream topics ना रखें. Try to be creative as possible. Panels host करें. Try to create women tech makers के panels करें. Even men panel भी करके देखें and see के how you can bring creative elements to your event. Community empowerment, of course, the moment people will start falling in love with your events, it will definitely empower the community at the end of the day. These are some of the pictures. I mean, our events were really, really lively. Some people have actually jumped on top of the table during our events. They have clapped, they have smiled, they've raised their hands during events. And over here, I would like to share one thing about, being a part of community is that I'll share an example of one of our event attendees, Sabah. I remember she was one of the most active event attendee of this community. And over time, I've seen her grow as a amazing person. And she she was recently became a DSC lead from her university. So I mean, definitely she's a real case study that how the community has impacted her over time and has grown herself as the most amazing human being she is. So those were just the 5 rules. I mean, of course, I shared those rules from my experience, from my journey over the past 3 years. But those are not hard and fast rules. You can still make your own rules. But I mean, you can still follow some of my rules. So just try to do what you think is cool. I mean, of course, I mean, my rules are also cool, but your rules could be even more cooler. So just make sure that make a lot of mistakes, because I believe if I would not have made those mistakes in the start, I would have not been in this position. So just make a lot of mistakes. Even now, I mean, we have hosted more than 20 plus events over the past 3 years, but we still make a lot of mistakes. I remember एक हमारे event पे everything was going perfect, and then there was this one big mishap that one of the swag items didn't arrive at the event. But it's totally fine, because the moment you'll make mistakes, you'll improve that mistake on your next event. And like I said, that have as much fun as possible. Just be very lively. Do not consider this as a burden on yourself, and try to create as many memories as possible. I know that we have created a lot of good memories at our events. And just be the best version of yourself when you're hosting this event, when you're building the community. And yeah, and let your work speak for your success. If you think that I mean, you can follow these rules, I can definitely assure that you can build a really good community. And beside that, I mean, a lot of people have asked me कि GDC के अलावा और कौन सी communities हैं. So I mean, there's a lot of other technology communities up in within Islamabad. Devnings एक बहुत जबरदस्त developer की community है. Then there's design community by Roshan. So just try to join these communities during this uncertain times. I mean, of course, we're going through a very uncertain time. I mean, I do not want कि आप एक burden आ जाए, but just try to be active with the online communities. During this time, you can reflect and rediscover yourself, that how by joining these communities you can improve maybe 1 or 2 skills, maybe finance, maybe marketing, maybe designing even. So just do whatever you think is cool. Again, make a lot of mistakes, and create a lot of memories at the same time. So and follow my rules, of course. Anyway, so this was the end of my session. Really glad that you guys have joined. If you have any question, please feel free to share that in the comments. I will be happy to answer those. And by the way, there's a feedback link on the top of the deck, bit.ly/GDZ PK feedback. So feel free to give an honest review. And yeah, so if you have any questions, feel free to come. Oh wow, there are a lot of questions. Okay, so I'm just seeing the live comments. Let me see. Hello, Pakistan online from China right now. Oh wow, nice, good. Yes, I'm I'm from Pakistan. What can we learn from India when it comes to implementing new technologies? Oh, so I've been following GDZ India communities a lot, and I believe they're doing really amazing work. I'm connected with the GDZ leads from GDZ Mumbai and GDZ Ahmedabad, and they're actually doing a lot of online events these days. So I guess we can learn a lot from them. Oh wow, GDZ Ahmedabad se bhi dekh rahe hain. Good to have you, Pratik. Guess who's doing data science now? Wow, Krenza, amazing. Watching from India. Wow, a lot of Indian friends over here. Hey guys, hope you guys are safe. Okay, so Shahzad have asked, how about if we talk about the communication skills? If we learn to manage that, it would be more of a contribution towards community building. I mean, so to be honest, not everybody is a champion when it comes to communication skills. हर बंदे की एक प्रो भी होती है, कॉन भी होती है. So I guess मेरे अंदर उतनी communication skills अच्छी नहीं थी, but I guess being by joining this community, by interacting with not just my team members but also with the community over time, I've sort of improved myself. So I guess you can definitely, if you have a good communication skill, you can definitely add to that, contribute towards that community. That's most personal lacking this communication skill. That's perfectly fine, Omar. I mean, like I said, that not everyone is a champion of communication skills. So I mean, you can always learn this skill. Like I used to suck at finance, so but now I'm good. So I mean, people can still learn. I have attended some events of GDC Cloud Islamabad, and it has really improved my communication skills to build network. Ahmed, that's amazing. Aisha has asked, why do you work for free? So thank you so much, Aisha, for asking that. A lot of people have asked me, Aiman, Google aapko pay kitna karta hai? My parents have even asked me, and I was like, nothing, because it's a volunteer-driven community. I knew it from the very start. I still know it. So I work for free because, I mean, I've just shared that I get to organize events. I get to improve my communication and other skills. So yeah, I guess that's your answer, Aisha. It's the same with me. I also love doing volunteering. That's amazing, Lubna. Keep doing volunteer work. It helps you improve your skills. Not everyone work for money. We can also work for pleasure. Of course, Lubna, why not? Is GDC community only for students? What are Google communities for fresh graduates? Okay, very good question, Lubna. No, sorry. It's Numan. So Numan asked कि भाई GDC community से students के लिए है, fresh graduates के लिए कौन सी communities हैं? So Numan, DSC is one community that is for the final year students. So do check it up, Developer Student Club. For fresh graduates, I would highly recommend joining the GDC community in your city. So we have GDC communities in Islamabad, Peshawar, Karachi, and Lahore. We might have few in other cities too, but for fresh graduates, I would highly recommend joining GDC communities. I really want to do more and more, but my family doesn't support me. How to handle this? Would you suggest something? I mean, I can say from my experience that I do whatever I feel like doing it, and at times मेरे parents को conflict भी होता है मेरे work से, but at the same time I feel like what's important for me and nobody should stop me. And I mean, if you're doing something which helps you build you as a person, so just keep on doing that and try to also अपने माँ बाप को भी बताएं कि this is good for you, good for your professional career. So I guess given parents do not know these new communities and new technologies, so maybe help them a little bit, so they'll definitely come on the same page as you. I'd like Aiman to speak about how to bring communities and people closer, how to make them know that you're available to help them. Shehzad, I guess that's an amazing question. Communities really bring people closer, and I can say from my experience that all the GDC Islamabad members are really active when it comes to LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. I receive a lot of DMs. Frequently that GDC Islamabad kya hai, kis tarah help out kar sakta hai. So I guess, I mean, being a community builder, you can also help people, improve their skills. Hira Abed, hi Hira. Okay, let me see. Okay, dance too. Yes, so I guess GDC Islamabad has helped me improve my dance skills too. Faisal has asked, I'm a Google local guide since from DefS 19. When you make hundreds of local guides in the event, now any tips for local guides? If you want any tips from local guide, feel free to message me on Twitter and Instagram. I can share more tips related to local guides community over there. I would want if people have relevant questions related to GDC and WTM, I would be happy to explain them in a better way. This community seems really nice. Definitely check it out. Thanks for sharing. Thank you, Nawazish. Zishan, hello, hope you're doing good. How can I join GDC volunteers? Zishan, message GDC Islamabad page right away, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. By the way, we do have annual recruitment of GDC volunteers. But beside that, I mean, we are actively looking for people who have the same passion as of us, and we would be happy to have you as part of our team. Salman, I just answered that question, so just message at GDC Islamabad. Hello for Texas. Hey, Layli, how are you? So glad that you have joined the session. Hassan Nadeem, mashallah, what an amazing session it was. I was super pumped to be an active member of GDC. Thanks for filling me up. Good. Thank you, Hassan, for joining in. Okay. Shazad, okay, fine. Denise, great session. Thanks for sharing your amazing experience. Mohammed Ibrahim, evening, Aiman. It is great meetup going on from GDC Samad. Congratulations. From my question is, which cities these are working, also working? Okay, so I've said that GDC Pakistan में, Islamabad में, Karachi में, Lahore में, Peshawar में अभी तक है. Faisalabad में, hopefully, there's a lot of potential when it comes to technology and developers and techies in Faisalabad. So I hope to see a new community in Faisalabad soon. But as of now, abhi tak sirf 4 cities mein hi hai. With the current situation of the country, what does GDC Life Pakistan has in place for us? So I guess Saad can definitely answer better later on. But as you can see, Hafsa, there's a lot of events going on at GDC Life Pakistan. So I guess with the current situation happening in our country, you'll see a lot of digital events popping up, and a lot of good people sharing their experiences through these digital events. Thank you, Layli. Hello from Gilgit-Baltistan, just joined Zara. So glad to see you. This session is recorded and of course will be shared later on Facebook as well as YouTube. So you can always hear the recording. Evening, Aiman. It is. Are you working? So I guess Mohammed Ibrahim, I just answered your question regarding Faisalabad community nahi hai. So I guess I've answered that. Mahar Zashan, how Google select DSC leads? What's the criteria? Good question, Mahar. So DSC leads I'm not a DSC lead myself, but I know a little bit about the criteria. Like आप technology के student होने चाहिए in the last year of your university. And oh wow, Sabah, thank you so much for answering that on my behalf. So Mahar, your question, yeah, you got the answer from Sabah, who is actually a DSC lead. So I've said that in the middle of my presentation that DSC ka aajkal, the applications are open, so feel free to apply if you fall in that criteria. Okay, so Ashar has just joined. What is the manifesto of GDC? Okay, I guess GDC is related to the games. I know there's a GDC. I'm not exactly 100% sure about it, so I can Google it up for you. But sorry, Ashar, I cannot answer to your query as of now. But hopefully I can, Google it later on and answer back. So just joined too. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. I know it's Friday night. You guys must have plans, but still, thanks a lot for joining in. Is something similar to GDC for working professionals? Hussein, if you're referring to GDG, then I guess I can answer. Oh yeah, GDC. So Hussein, for working professionals, if you are I'm a working professional myself. It's been almost 2 years that I graduated working full time with the company, but I am working with GDG Istanbul as a volunteer. So, GDG is there. And beside GDG, there is Women Tech Makers community too. And if there are other communities like Flutter ki community hai in Karachi, Android ki communities hai, you can always become a part of that and, contribute as much as you want. Okay, so if you have any other questions, feel free to throw and make sure to give the feedback. The link is up on the deck, bit.ly/GDZPK feedback. That's all right, Asher. I got the answer. Thank you once again for tuning in, and I hope you guys are safe, washing your hands frequently, and beside that, taking good care of yourself as well as family members. I see people confusing DSC and GDZ, making it GDC. Yeah, Prince, I guess that might be the case. Yeah. So, by the way, guys, if you have any questions related to DSCs, you can always ask the DSC leads, Krinza from Karachi and Sabah from Assam, and a lot of other DSC kids are also here. It's really informative session, I hope, for all of us. Yes, of course, Google has a bunch of communities, so it will be good. Faisalabad ka maine already bata diya, Mohammed Ibrahim. We have replied to GDG Live Pakistan government. Yep, we have replied. So during these uncertain times, while you're sitting at home, feel free to message all the GDC communities and try to see that how you guys can fit in. Farhan has just asked, can I join GDC? I have already answered to that question, but I'll again reply that you can always become a part of GDC community. Just reach out to that community manager by messaging them on their Facebook page. Like I messaged back in 2017, and so glad that Mohammed was able to reply back then. So just message the GDC leads and tell them why do you want to join the community in the first place. Yeah. So I hope that answers your question. If you have any other questions, let me know. Once again, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Okay, so let me just see. So I hope there's another. What are Android communities in Pakistan? So Numan, good question. I know there's a Flutter community in Karachi, and if I'm not wrong, there is a WordPress community and also an Android community. I might be wrong on that, but there's a Flutter community out there in Karachi. You can always message them and ask that whether there's an Android community or not. But yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, just search for the communities based on universities. So like I said, there's a good developer community by the name of DevNinks in Islamabad. So there might be Android communities in other cities of Pakistan. I look forward to MSPs and DSCs to collaborate. Why not? Definitely do that. Even would you like to explain a little more about 7 C's of communication? Just Google that 7 C's of communication. That's actually a very odd question related to my presentation, but I mean, I would love to answer that. Just DM me on Twitter or on Facebook. My Twitter handle is up on the slide, and I would love to answer the 7 C's of communication. As you're frequently answering everything, I love to put some questions. Courses are being offered on GDC and GDG as well. So Ibrahim, GDG and GDG Cloud are the volunteer-driven communities, but Google developers as such have offered kuch cloud ke courses. So by the way, our social media team has updated our page. Yeah, you can go to our GDG Islamabad page and see that link जिसमें कुछ cloud के courses आपको available हैं. In a university, GDG is not active. I attended several events in NAS from GDG, but in ComSat Islamabad, GDG is not active. So Hamza, GDG is not university based. GDG is related to the city. So like her city की एक GDG community होती है, yeah, in major cities. So for the universities, is basically the developer student clubs. So in NAST, I know there's a developer student club lead. So yeah, the GDGs are not related to the universities. It's city based. I would like to know what part of technical skills in all these communities. I mean, do we really have to be competitive and really have some technical skills to join, or simply being speaker? Wow, very good question, Shahzad. So I'll tell you something. I'm not a techie, but I am a part of Google Developers Group. So it has, I mean, absolutely nothing to do with what your professional career is or what your education career is. I mean, if you're good at designing, good at marketing, if you think that you can bring something on the table, just join that community. Just try to persuade that manager कि भाई आप क्यों इस community का part बनना चाहते हो. Sabha, thank you so much for guiding people related to DSA communities. Is there a Google community for marketers except Google business groups available in Pakistan? Babar, I hope I'm pronouncing the name right. Google business group, yes, it's one of the community for Google community for marketers. Do look it up for the Google experts. So you can become a Google marketer expert. But there's not a specific community for marketers as now. You can become associate yourself with Google business groups and attend those events. But there's no specific community for the marketers. So yeah, we have GDG lead from ComSite. I appreciate your answer. Okay. So just want to reiterate, GDG communities are city specific. We have GDG Islamabad ke representative at multiple universities. You can always reach out to them and ask if how you guys can become a part of GDG communities. But apart from GDG leads, GDG Islamabad ke volunteer leads, there are DSC leads too. So I would want you guys to do Google it up. What's the difference between GDG and DSCs? And you'll get a pretty cool reply from Google. GDG events and other of this sort offer a lot of networking opportunities, of course. How do you approach a total stranger without making it awkward? It's getting better with time, but there's some trick to start a conversation. Shazay, very good question. So I remember at my first event, a person reached out to me and said, I like your watch. So, you can, compliment another person and strike a conversation. Of course, जब आप network करते हैं, तो it's really hard to network if you're not good at networking. I was definitely not a good person when it comes to networking 3 years back, but I guess you can always, compliment someone that, your hair looking nice, you have a good watch, you have a good t-shirt. Ciao. By the way, when you're looking nice, but thank you, Lubna. Thanks a lot. We at GDZ Islamabad would love to wear our GDZ Islamabad ki shirts. By the way, suggestion, I know that because of recent situations, a lot of events have been cancelled. I was really bummed when our team had to decide to, delay one of our flagship Women Tech Makers event. But I guess, we have to adjust to new normals, try to listen to a lot of digital events that are being organized on GDC Live Pakistan. And we're also, as GDC Islamabad ki community, will also be organizing a lot of pretty cool events on GDC Islamabad ki page too. So during these times, just try to make sure, attend these digital events because, of course, this is the new normal. Okay, so I'm going to take the last few questions and we'll wrap up. Can we get a job in Google after having some experience in this community? Hamza, very good question. You can land a job in Google without being a part of this community, but being a part of this community will help you, master some of the good skills. And of course, there are certain examples that people were part of GDC communities, then they got promoted to become manage that communities, and later on eventually joined Google. So if you're lucky, if you're hardworking, if you're motivated, you can definitely land a job in Google with or without this community. But you can always join GDC communities, and one day you'll be lucky to have a job in Google. I need GDC shirt and membership. Muhammad Hasib, we do not have membership, but we do have shirts. Wait for our next event, or maybe wait for our next online giveaway. Any specific techniques you would recommend for aspiring and budding community builders? Haris, I'm not a techie, but I can say that at least when they kuch technical skills aani chahiye, like how to operate Gmail account. Just kidding. Technical skills depend upon you. If you are a techie already, just try to master other technical skills. Try to attend code labs, is tarah ki cheezein wagera karo, so that you can improve your technical skills. Kasha from Gojra, Punjab, student of BSc GC. Okay. summary of today's session. So summary of today's session is that in these uncertain times, try not to burden yourself with extra work, but try to engage yourself in healthy activities, and try to attend these digital events which will help you improve your skills and which might give you a certain skill that you can take forward. So just try to make sure that you attend these digital events, try to reach out to other people. How can I include in team of GDP? I have already answered Haseeb. You can see the recorded session later on. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Lovely seeing all the faces, all my friends, all the DSE kids from Pakistan, all the other people who have joined from India and all the other parts of the world. Thank you once again, and so grateful to contribute towards GD Islam. So grateful to answer your questions. And if you have any other further question, feel free to message, and I'll reply back after the session. Or you can always reach out to me on Twitter, Instagram, or on Facebook. Happy to answer any other questions. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you once again. Stay safe and have a great weekend. And take care of all your family members. Reach out to them. Check. Give them a call. See how they're doing. And yeah, stay safe. Keep washing your hands. And once again, thank you so much, and have a great weekend. Enjoy your Friday night. Goodbye.